Hit that. This is going, and let me hit the voice recorder. It's blinking. It's going. Should be.
Done. I'm out of here.
Okay, so we should have everything going.
Hopefully.
Yeah, and I'm like freaking paranoid about this because
Right.
I keep screwing this up every episode. So all of our cameras are going. I'm going through my checklist. You guys are, I may not even edit this shit out, so you're probably going to be watching. I'm going through, I've got phones, I've got camcorders, I've got 3 different sound devices and like 4 different microphones. So I think everything's looking good. Podbean's looking good. Recording here, it's saying it's recording. So, shit, man, I think we're fucking good.
I think so, hopefully.
Okay, so this is, I don't know what episode, maybe episode 6 of The Rogue Way. We rebranded in case you've missed that part, hadn't kept... Man, we had a lot of shit going on this week. Okay, so it's Christmas, Merry Christmas, or it's close to Christmas, tomorrow's Christmas Eve, so Merry Christmas to everybody. Hope you guys are safe. Just let you guys know again what's been going on in our world. We rebranded. We're no longer Crosswit. Now we went to The Rogue Way. If you watched any of the videos this past week, I've explained that, so I'm not going to freaking beat that fucking horse anymore. But that's what we are, so if you see that title, don't be scared of it. The only thing that really affected, every other social media platform let me just change a name. But Facebook, whatever their fucking problem was,
Facebook.
They made me start a completely new page. So if you've gotten invites for the Rogue Way podcast, it's the same people that was at Crosswit, so it's just a different deal. So that's all that is. Everything else let us change over. So Podbean, which by the way, man, I was listening to, I listened to Drinking Bros podcast. Yeah. That's if you don't know who that is, Drinking Bros are Matt Best and Ross Patterson. Those are the guys that did the Range 15 movie. They Black Rifle Coffee. Yeah. That's all the same people. Okay, so. If you don't listen to their podcast, I highly recommend listening to Drinking Bros and Ross Patterson Revolution. Those are all those same dudes from Black Rifle Coffee that made the Range 15 movies, the Matt Best YouTube videos, all the same people. Well, anyway, I was listening to Ross Patterson's Revolution, which is a spinoff from Drinking Bros, and he said he was talking about which hosting company he uses for his podcast, and he said he uses Podbean. So that made me feel good because I was like,
I use Podbean.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, he said, he said, I use Podbean. I was like, well, man, I'm all the time telling people to get on Podbean.
Right.
So it is, and also I went to one of the top 5 hosting companies from Spotify when they was talking about their recommended podcast hosting, whatever. And I think number 3 was Podbean. So we're on a good host, whatever they are. But if you guys if you're not following us on there, go to Podbean and you can follow us there for all of the audio stuff. If you see it, you can hear it there. And I try to. Those are easy to upload, so it usually takes me a couple minutes to get those up once we're done with the show.
It's really good. It's really easy to navigate.
Yeah, they're really easy. YouTube's kind of. It depends on if I'm going to edit anything on YouTube or if I'm going to put it in clips. And our last episode, I was going to put it in clips, but I was so busy I hadn't got around to it. This one I'm just throwing up there like it is. So whatever happens tonight, you're going to fucking watch it, and I don't even give a shit. So that's it. So make sure you guys are following us on all social media. Podbean is our audio podcast format. Some of our stuff will be on Facebook, not everything. And also, most importantly, go to YouTube. Make sure you're hitting the subscribe button on the Rogue Way podcast on YouTube, the Rogue Way podcast Facebook page, Instagram. We are on Twitter. I have a Twitter account. Derek has a Twitter account, and we also have the Rogue Way has a Twitter account. And I think we were up to like 4 or 5 followers, so we're pretty cool on that one. So if you guys aren't following us on Twitter, check us out. We need fucking followers.
And I'm still trying to get over the accidental fucking Trump follower shit I did on Twitter. I accidentally made people believe that I was I'm not a Trump supporter, but I'm not like against Trump. You know what I mean? But I unnecessarily or accidentally made people believe
that you were Trump
I was a Trump supporter, and I'm still trying to fix that.
Right now, my Trump support is up in decision making time. We're gonna see how this Mattis thing plays out. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I was really freaking distraught
Yeah, it scared me.
When Mattis resigned, that like every red flag inside of me started going up at the same time.
Yeah, you're just like, wait, what the fuck? Like,
and I know people are going to come out and they're going to defend that, and they're going to come up with reasons. And I read or I listened to someone read his resignation letter.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
I haven't got too deep into it and looked into it big, but like a lot of people I know are like, dude, this is insane. You know, this is ridiculous that this is happening. And I'm just like, fuck, man.
Yeah, the Marine Corps community right now, the Army, and I know the military as a whole, everybody's wanting, you know, obviously we got the official version, but everybody's going to want to know what really went on.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure people are blowing him up, trying to find out what his side on everything is, and from his own persona and just the way he acts, he's probably one of those like, man, get out of my face, I'm not telling you shit.
Yeah,
I told you everything I needed to tell you.
Yeah,
and that's it.
He, you know, I don't know. I'm sure he. Well, I'll tell you what. Let me go back. Let's back up and let me get through the intro stuff. We'll get to this in a second. So that's where we're at. Make sure you guys are subscribing and following us. We appreciate all that stuff. This is the normal time where real podcasts would go into sponsors. And we don't have any sponsors, so guess what? We say what the fuck we want to say, and we don't have to worry about that. So we have no sponsors telling us what to do. But you know, here we are. What else was going to hit on before we got really started? We got all this stuff up. Again, Merry Christmas to everyone. Did all social media plugs. Talked about Podbean. Really, we are increasing numbers on Podbean.
Yeah.
I actually, you know, I know we don't have but a few, but we gained 6 or 7 Podbean followers just in the last week, so something's getting out there.
I'm telling you, it was the conspiracy theory. That's what it was. It was a conspiracy theory show.
I tweeted Ross Patterson about that because his last episode I was watching the other night, they were talking about, or not his last episode, one episode they were talking about the moon. He got on the moon conspiracy, and he was, you know, him and his wife on their show, they were talking about, well, you know, they believe that we went to the moon, but what I was surprised to find out was he said that the owner of Black Rifle Coffee, Evan Haffer, that he does, you know, he worked. If you guys don't know who that is, you just kind of have to get into that community to see. But he's the founder of Black Rifle Coffee. He was a Green Beret, and he worked for CIA in some security. Well, I don't know what he did, but I'm assuming he worked in the same type of fields.
He's some deep throat shit.
Yeah, but anyway, he security protection stuff or whatever. But who knows? I don't know what he did. But anyway, he doesn't believe that we went to the moon. So I thought it was interesting because he's a very analytical guy. I still stand behind my belief that we went to the moon, and I based it on one thing. This is what I tweeted him. I said, surely if we faked all that shit, we would only do it once. We wouldn't risk
one time.
Not 6 or 7 times, whatever it was.
Yeah, there's no way we're just sitting back going, nah, man, let's eat it up.
Let's roll the dice again. Let's see if we can get away with this shit again.
See how many times we can get the American people to believe we did some shit that we didn't fucking do. And I mean, you'd be surprised at how many people are just like, oh, we did it.
Yeah.
Well, why do you think we did it? Because the president said so. Well, he's just a man. No, he's the president. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he's the president. We said he was going to go. But like you said, you know, the biggest thing, and even he brought this up, was the biggest thing was, you know, it was really just, we say the moon landing conspiracy.
Yeah.
We should really just call it the Apollo 11 conspiracy.
Yeah, really, honestly, yeah. It's the whole space project of that time and era.
Because they don't.
Period.
Because most people just, all the conspiracy seems to go around the first moon mission. No one ever says anything about the others. Now, most people who don't think we went to the first one did Apollo 11. They don't think we did any of them. But I would say that if for some reason, I'm with you, Derek. I would say that if for some reason Apollo 11 was faked, that it was faked because of a catastrophic failure or something, but we went after that.
Right, yeah. We just faked it to get it going. You know, that's my whole thing on it is if there any part of it was faked, it wasn't the whole thing, it was the beginning. It was like, look, we don't have what we need right fucking now to get there.
Yeah.
But let's tell everybody we do.
Yeah.
And then we'll just keep going along. And like I said, I don't know who that stellar freaking NASA astronaut was that had to sit in front of the president at the time and was like, look, motherfucker, I'm about to tell everybody we can make it to the moon.
Yeah.
You better be able to make it to the moon. You know, I don't know whatever German scientist it was that worked at NASA.
You nailed it. You know he was German.
You know it was.
We snatched that dude right out of World War II.
Snatched him up. Was like, hey man, look at
Nazi
this.
motherfucker.
This is what you get to do. You know, you either get to go in front of a Jewish tribunal and get fucked up, or you can come to NASA and build rockets and do all this stuff, and we just won't tell anybody anything about it.
That you're a fucking
you're a fucking Nazi. Yeah,
you're a Nazi piece of shit. As long as you can get us to space, we're okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way you rolled back then.
I mean, I'm sure nobody was like going out for a beer with that guy. You know, I bet he wasn't allowed to leave like the research center. It's not like they like gave him some land in Oklahoma or something. It was like, oh, just go live your life. They're probably like, you're stuck here.
It's like POW. It's like, you know what it is? You know, okay, so my kid builds stuff. He's really interested in space and robots and stuff. And I was going to send him to space camp. Well, this dude probably went to a space camp too, but it was a POW space camp.
Exactly, yeah.
it was a space camp with concertina.
Right, that's what it was. You know, there were armed American guards everywhere. Like, it was a black site. Like if, that's why people were like, you know, Area 51. They bring up Area 51 and like, oh, there's fucking mutants and aliens and shit in there. And I'm like, no, man, there's German scientists in there and shit. Like, that's what's going on. Like, those are the people that, like you said, they were forced to stay there, but they were given their life.
Yeah.
You know, they were given all that and everything. But
what they did is they probably brought, you know, dude, you know, think about this. This is I'm going to create a whole new conspiracy theory right now. So when you track this down in 15 years, when this has been perpetuated to people actually believe this, this is where the bullshit started. Okay. If I was going to kidnap. Okay, so it's the end of World War II.
Yeah.
And we're dumb as fuck, right? We barely won this
right,
bitch.
Yeah.
I mean, we won it with we got some smart generals.
Hopes and dreams, bro.
Yeah, we got some smart generals, and we got some badass warriors.
Yeah.
But I mean, we weren't that smart. I mean, we let the Japanese come to Hawaii and bomb us.
we weren't as technologically advanced as other nations were by any means. You know.
So
in my eyes, anyways. So
we win World War II. You know, by the skin of our soldiers and Marines who fought it. Okay, so our you know, awesome to our troops. My grandfather was one of them. You know, we all have we come from this. You know, they won the war, greatest generation, fucking America, right?
Straight savages.
But our hires were dumb as fuck, I think.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
If I was going to take German scientists, I was going to snatch those bitches out of Germany, right? You Nazi fucks. All right, I'm gonna pull you. I'm gonna snatch your asses out, okay? And probably it wasn't CIA then. It was like OSS or some shit. Okay,
yeah.
So OSS goes in there and they inject these bitches with some type of serum that knocks them out, and they fucking forget who they are for a minute, and they bring them back to the United States. This is what I would do. I would build a fake Nazi land.
To give them the illusion that Germany
that
was
everything's
still in power.
okay. Yeah, that they won. You know,
we won, dude.
Yeah, and I would have other Nazi pretenders coming in there and telling them, "Listen, we got to go to the moon." Or I don't know, fake Nazi.
Hitler coming in there.
A little
like
stash.
A stand up of Hitler coming in there.
And it probably wouldn't even be a real Hitler. It would be like Chuck E. Cheese animation.
It would work too. Like, it would totally work. It would work on people. You know, if they just woke up one day believing, and you just made that huge ruse and everything, they'd be like, "Fuck yeah, man! Yeah, we won the war. But you guys can't leave though. Well, why can't we leave? Well, because it's top secret. You guys can't leave.
Yeah, you guys are. This is the capital.
That's assuming
we're in America. You guys missed it. We won America.
Right? You guys missed it. I don't know
you're
what happened.
DC right now, bitch, and you really are.
Freaking. That's assuming that, you know, when we got all these German scientists and everything, because that's one, like, as far as conspiracy theories go, that's one of them, is that half of our freaking top secret shit and all that after the war was composed of German Nazi fucking scientists and shit like that, right?
It's not even conspiracy theory. Operation Paperclip is legitimate. It's real.
Legit shit. But
it actually happened. Yeah.
The thing about it is like, these guys weren't kidnapped or snatched up. These were guys that were intellectuals, and they were working for Hitler because it was either work for Hitler or die.
Yeah.
So when they saw the Allies moving in, these were the guys crossing lines to the Allies going, "Hey, we know you guys are about to win this shit.
Yeah.
And even if you aren't, it's a good chance you are. Can we just come work for y'all? Like, we didn't ever kill any Jews or anything.
Yeah.
We're just doing this.
We just created a technology that did.
Right, and the Americans on our, you know, the guys in charge, the generals and officers, they were like, "Yeah, man, fuck it, we'll take you over. You know, we do our thing. You're still a Nazi, but, you know, whatever."
Well, what we had to do and we also we were the war was a race, and that was the Cold War between us and the Russians started then because we were in a race. This is why Germany was split in half, West Germany, East Germany. We were a race to snatch these bitches up.
Yep,
the Russians got some, we got some.
Absolutely.
All the technology came from them.
Well, you know, the Russians supposedly got Hitler's body, but then it came out later that wasn't Hitler.
Yeah, well, it's okay. So Tim Kennedy Watch. Have you seen Tim Kennedy talk about this? Okay, I can't remember how that went, but I know what you're talking about.
That's what Tim Kennedy was talking about. He's talking about how the Russians claimed that they got Hitler's body.
Yeah.
And then years later, they did DNA testing on it and found out that was not Hitler. Like that wasn't him. The body they got. Like no. So
the question is did he make it?
Kill himself in there? Was he really dead with old girl, or did he get out and
go to South America with the rest of those Nazis that got away?
Exactly. That's what they think happened. You know, no one thinks Hitler's still alive.
That's some spooky shit.
But that's what they think because I mean, the Russians straight up said, "Hey, this isn't fucking Hitler. Like we've been claiming it is forever." But then the rest of the world was pressing them so hard. Like, come on, we need definitive proof that is Hitler. This is Hitler's skull. Y'all got Hitler. Y'all got him. And
because we always keep the bodies of the worst people on the planet,
absolutely.
You know, just like Osama bin Laden.
Except for bin Laden,
yeah. We just
we're America though. We're just like fuck you.
Yeah,
but Russia
we have disposable supervillains. Yeah. That's all we believe in.
Russia put his skull on display. You know, they were like, this is Hitler's skull. You know, it was Russia. You know, having that dick measuring contest, swinging their dick around.
Yeah.
Going, not only could they not invade us, and we're poor as shit.
Yeah.
We took the fucker's head. It's like back in the day of Vikings when they put the skulls on the spears outside of the gate.
Let everyone know.
You don't fuck with Russia.
Well, I think Putin just said recently that they're going to send them, that they're going to go to the moon. They just want to, and it was like a wink, like just to make sure America was actually there.
Putin's got to be the biggest gangster on planet Earth.
People don't like that dude, but I think he's fucking. I think he's gangster as fuck,
does
man.
Whatever the fuck he wants, man.
Yeah.
Like when he hung up, I mean, he straight hung up on Obama. Just.
He don't give a fuck.
No, don't give a fuck. Then invited Obama to Russia.
Yeah.
And then left when Obama got there.
Yeah.
And was like, oh man, I'm sorry. I've got other shit to do.
Did
it just to spite him.
Hillary said, or someone asked Putin if he interfered in the elections. And he said yes.
Yeah.
He said, of course he did. Of course he did. And they said, I can't remember how he worded it. He worded it real smooth. But basically he said yes. And then they asked him why he interfered with elections. He basically said, because I didn't want Hillary to win.
Right, because he didn't want Hillary to be
because she hated Russia. She hated him.
Exactly. Because he knew he couldn't work with her.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, he's probably like, I had to kill her. I wouldn't have been able to just work with her. Trump, been working with him for years. We're all good there. You know?
Probably too good.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, we're...
nobody cared when Trump was, you know, going, you're fired for a living.
Yeah.
You know, when he was doing his show, no one cared.
Now it matters.
He was working with the Russians.
Yeah.
But now that he's the standing sigil of America, everybody's like, hold up, man, you can't be cool with the Russians.
Yeah, you can't be that cool with them. I mean, I respect Putin. I respect... Look, he's a KGB guy.
Yeah.
Okay, he's an Orthodox Christian, okay?
Uh-huh.
Apparently, I have read that he is devout Christian. He goes to Mass daily.
All the way about.
All right? But the dude is a old school gangster spy.
Yeah,
There's no doubt about that.
Absolutely.
And you know, and I hate Americans that are going like, you know, they're hating on him like that. Dude, CIA, we are all gangster spies.
Absolutely.
But that being said, I'm not saying that we should be just rolling around in a hate with a dude.
No,
I mean,
absolutely not.
You know,
you don't get in bed with somebody that will obviously place the greater good
of his country.
Which
we should be doing
everything.
Too.
He'll do it above everything. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure if you went to Putin and was like, hey man, you know, would you kill 6,000 children if it meant the
Russian people would have sent back to the status they had during the Soviet Union?
Right, and he'd be like, yeah, fuck yeah.
He would
line them up, you know. I'll pull the trigger myself. No big deal. I wonder how many people walked into Putin's office going, this is it.
I think, yeah.
How many people were like, oh shit, Putin called me to his office.
I'm not coming back. This dude is, you know, he's short, he's pissed off, he's KGB, and he doesn't give people a second warning.
He never looks pissed off, man.
No, he doesn't.
He looks cold-blooded all the time. Like,
he's cold as fuck, man.
I've seen a million pictures of this dude with that.
You never see him flipping out.
Yeah, he's always just calm, collect. I just imagine he's that guy that someone's like sitting there cussing him out, and he's like, "Yeah, it's okay.
You're dead.
I'm gonna come to your house tonight with a pair of gloves on, and I'm gonna strangle you."
There's a drone waiting in your driveway right now.
Absolutely. But I think he's like.
No, I bet he's a silencer guy. I bet he kills no one with drones.
I think he's the old school guy that wants to look you in your face. You know, right before
he's it's not. Don't worry about going to Putin's office. Worry about when he sends you to the park to meet some dude on a park bench.
Yeah, right.
Because that's when you die.
He's like, hey man, you want to meet me in Starbucks, the only Starbucks in Russia that he had built for himself. And they're like, what? You're not going to shoot me in front of everybody? Yeah, I am.
Yeah. I'm going to shoot you in front of everyone, but I'm going to do it with a suppressor.
Yeah. It makes me think of
because I don't want to be loud.
It's that Denzel Washington movie where he's like a huge heroin dealer or whatever.
American
Gangster. And he shoots that dude on the street, goes and sits down, and is like, starts putting sugar on his grits, and he's like, so where was I at? And all his cousins are like,
That shit just happened.
It's just the way to show somebody that you were in complete power, that you just shot some dude in his face on the street, and no one's going to do a damn thing about it.
Well, I'm not trying to glory up our rivals or make these tyrants look like good people, but didn't Saddam Hussein do the same thing? And it's like constant how he assumed came to power. Didn't he walk in and just like blast some people in there?
Yeah, like I mean, he used to just do whatever he wanted to, walk down the streets, live his life. You know, nobody was going to oppose him. They were too scared.
ISIS wasn't rolling around when none of that shit was going around under Saddam Hussein.
None of that shit was going on. He was controlling everything, which makes you think like, fuck, if he was still around controlling shit, we'd have all the problems we would have. That's something we could dig into.
I was talking about this with Jason the other day, and we were talking about this very thing. And if you remember, I don't know if you guys need to Google this shit and watch this video. I think it was, I forgot what television show it was. It was one of those like 60-minute type. I don't think it was 60 minutes, but it could have been. But it was something like that when they had the FBI investigator who actually spent a year or even 2 years with Saddam Hussein. He was the one that interviewed him the entire time. And in one of the parts of the interview, he asked him, why did you keep defying after we said we were going to invade? Like, why did you just keep? And Saddam Hussein he said the investigator acted as if, and he believed him, and Saddam Hussein was saying that he never believed that we would actually invade him.
Never thought it would really happen.
That he was a puppet of ours.
Like, I'll work for you guys.
Yeah, I kept Iran at the door.
Yeah, you're not just going to cut ties with me out of nowhere, but America will. Like, fuck you, dude. We don't need you anymore.
Iraq was a buffer between Iran.
Right.
And Saddam Hussein always thought, as long as I'm opposed to Iran, America will never screw with me because Iran is the greater enemy. It's it's the bigger threat. And, he threatened to kill Bush Sr. and Bush, old W didn't take too kindly.
Yeah, he was just like, all right, that's how you feel.
I don't give a shit what my daddy had going on with you. I'm going to whoop your ass, boy.
Just imagine Bush called him at home and was just like, listen here.
I'm going to whoop your ass.
Motherfucker, I'm coming to your country with my boys.
Yeah.
I'm done with this shit.
I'm going to whoop your ass.
And that's what I think, like, all that, like, ties into Trump now. Like, so many people have so many issues with Trump. I'm like, yeah, but he's not fucking, he's pulling troops out of places. He's not plummeting us into war over dick size.
I did think it's weird.
Like
yeah, and I'm glad you said it, because I did think it's weird that, because I said this the other day on a comment, and people can go back and they can research me all day long, and this is one thing and I'm telling you the truth. When Obama was president, I did not give that dude a hard time. Okay, you're not going to find a bunch of bashing shit. You're never going to find me bashing President Obama. And I typically don't bash presidents whether I like them or not like them for one reason, is because I think we've lost the respect of the office.
Absolutely.
And I don't, in the whole idea of getting someone in the office that goes this way and someone that goes that, that's what keeps us on a path.
Yeah.
All right. If you have someone that's always right, then you end up going in a circle. If you have someone that's always left, you end up going in a circle.
Exactly.
You have to have back and forth to keep us going to a certain. That's just my opinion. But I didn't bash Obama, and I don't bash Trump, but I'm glad you just said that, because I thought it was really weird that everyone on the left seems to be angry that we're pulling troops out of Syria and Afghanistan, and they're arguing the same things that the right was arguing against Obama when he didn't keep troop strength the same.
It's been a running course in the past, and we talked about this on one of our shows, where how the American people want us to kick ass and take names until it starts affecting them. Until they want stuff to get done, but they don't want the pain and the death and all that comes with it. But all the predecessors up to Trump and everything, the American people have been usually like, hey man, pull the troops out, get the troops home. This is bullshit. Trump does that, and they're like, that's bullshit. What do you mean you're taking the troops out of there? What's going on? Hey, what's happening?
Yeah, you can't do that.
Because you can walk up to, average Joe American citizen at the gas station and be like, hey, so why did we even have troops in Syria in the first place? And they're like, terrorists.
Some people don't even know we have troops.
Yeah, some people didn't know until they heard about this.
They didn't know until they heard we was withdrawing.
And the left was immediately, people on the left that didn't know the troops were in Syria.
Dear God.
Like, hey, Trump's pulling troops out of Syria. Well,
we should keep them.
That's because he's giving them money. That's because they're his friends, because he's a terrorist himself.
But
man, what do you know about this shit?
If you walked up to Trump supporters and you said, hey, listen, and you did, just pretend they were, you could change the names. And you said, listen, Obama's pulling troops out of Syria.
Yeah, absolutely.
They would destroy Obama's name for that.
Yeah,
if it's the same token,
Poor
now
Obama,
you're walking up to people and you're saying, hey, Trump's taking people out of Syria. And it's always, no one cares what's going on. They only care who's doing something.
Oh yeah.
Trump literally announced he was pulling these people out of Syria, and I know this is one of the reasons why Mattis resigned. And if that was it, I think there's more to it, but I'll get back to that in a minute. But I'm just saying, like, he actually announced this right before Christmas. Mm-hmm. If there is a time to announce that you're pulling troops out of a place, you would think symbolically Christmas would be the perfect political climate to do it.
Absolutely.
We're going to have the troops home for Christmas.
Well, then another thing is a lot of people are coinciding his move to pull the troops out with his whole threatening to shut the government down because he's not getting the budget that he wants for his wall.
Yeah.
And some people on social media are like, okay, so all of a sudden this dude's not getting the budgeting he wants. So now he's pretty much just showing the extent of his power to make the house his life bullshit and everything like that. So he's like, until you guys give me my wall, I'm just going to do everything you don't want me to do. And like, as far as Mattis is concerned, from what Mattis has said and from what I've seen, Mattis's whole point of resigning was the fact that Trump went completely against everything his advisor said.
Did he even ask him?
Yeah, well, it's not that he asked him. They were all like, don't do that.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Like, to every single one of them. And I can see from a political standpoint and just from a job standpoint, if some guy comes up to you and says, hey, I want you and 8 other people to help me make decisions.
Yeah.
And like, our whole job is to sit here, the King's Council, let the King know what's up, this is what we think. And the moment the King goes, fuck all of you, and you can tell it's just some kind of power play.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to work for this crazy motherfucker either. Who knows what he's going to do next?
Yeah.
Like,
but there was another time in history where this happened.
Yeah.
It's called, anyone want to know what this is? The Cuban Missile Crisis.
Damn.
Remember when all of Kennedy's advisors were telling him to first strike Russia? And he told all of them to fuck off? Thank God he did, right?
Absolutely not.
So,
yeah, it worked out. Yeah.
That worked out okay for us.
Okay.
We didn't go to nuclear war. So I think that, you're right, dude. I mean, it's there is a definitely... and I'm not comparing apples and oranges because I have no idea. Okay, look, hindsight 2020 or not, us not first striking the Russians to me seems like a no-brainer no matter how you look at it, because at that time it was mutual destruction. It really didn't matter who fired first.
Right, yeah.
I mean, we're going to know they fired, and when they did fire, everyone's dead.
It doesn't matter who fires the first nuke, it's over.
It's over.
Yeah, it's completely over.
So I get if when Trump's telling his advisors to fuck off, it's not quite the same thing. And maybe, and it probably, Kennedy may have been, more deserved, or, it may have been more right for him to do it than it is for in this situation. I don't know what the situation was. But, I do know that the fact that Mattis resigned, if anyone says to me in a comment or whatever, if they start attacking Mattis and starts this fucking excuse bullshit, no more than I do. And I'm going to tell you right now, it should bother you when General Mattis resigned at this point and announces he's only been here till February, that should freaking raise some questions and some red flags to you. It does me. Fuck, man.
It says right here, Trump also ordered the Pentagon, against Mattis's recommendation, to come up with a plan to withdraw approximately half of the American troops deployed to Afghanistan, a move that military officials have warned could plunge the nation into chaos. So not only did they disagree about Syria,
it was Afghanistan too.
After that, Mattis was like, Jesus Christ, Trump, what are you doing? He was like, you know what? While I'm at it, get all the motherfuckers out of Afghanistan.
So here's the deal: if you're against the wars in Syria and Afghanistan, then you should be happy that Trump did this. If you think that our military presence is important in these places, then you should be concerned that we're leaving these places. You should be concerned. I don't know. I have no doubt that General Mattis's his issue with this extends far beyond our literal engagement with the Taliban in Syria, or a literal engagement with just a few fighters or whatever it is, ISIS in Syria or the Taliban in Afghanistan. Mattis is the warrior monk, dude. He's thinking,
yeah, absolutely.
He's thinking 20 years down the
wise
pipe.
Guy, yeah, he's looking at the long game.
And he's not just in there saying, hey, listen, President Trump, we should keep fighting the Taliban for another 30 years, or we should keep fighting ISIS that's, for another 15 years. It's not about that with that dude. He's looking at the world in a projection. He is way ahead of the game. And if he's saying we need to stay somewhere, then it's because he's afraid of Russia and China and the big boys behind this shit, not, Iran.
It's crazy, man. Like, it's really crazy. As far as, like, Mattis is, like you say, he's that warrior monk dude that's looking at the long game, and he's wise, and he's got all this. And Trump, being as new to the political game and the political scene as he is, him pretty much telling the best military advisor you could ask for to fuck off shows that he's just an impulsive brat trying to show who's got the bigger stick. That's how I feel about it. And anybody that's watching, go ahead and get mad at me. Oh, you don't like America, Trump, you can get out. Whatever. I love it here. I always love it here. And I love every aspect of free speech, which I don't get to use
which we're
all
actually,
the time.
you do here.
Yeah, I get to do it here. So
this is the road way. We say what the fuck we want to say. And look, we don't, with me, and I agree with you 100%, dude, I'm not, look, politics isn't a team sport, okay? This isn't about us versus them. This is about issue on issue on issue. That in Trump's experience with money, people can say, well, he went bankrupt so many times. Well, look, you know what? You can say a boxer got knocked out so many times, or a champion's got knocked out.
Right, absolutely.
Trump out there, he's been making money for a long time. So yes, has he had some failures? Absolutely. Does that mean he's a bad businessman? No, it doesn't. It means he's probably a pretty damn good one because he's made the mistakes and learned from them. And there's people out there claiming, when business professors who have never bought or sold any damn thing in their lives, but they worked at Harvard for their life, say he's bad at business. What the fuck do they know? On the flip side, the dude has no foreign policy experience, and neither did Obama, and neither did anyone for that matter. But here's the thing. It's one thing to not listen to advisors and intelligent military and political officials and foreign officials who you didn't hire.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it should be easy for you to listen to the ones that you did hire.
Well, I mean, like,
and he's not listening to the ones that he did hire.
People can say whatever they want about Trump, and I say whatever I want about Trump, whether it's bad or good. But there's one thing I'll always give him. Like, I'll always give this dude. I say this dude. I'll always give my president this right here. When people are sitting across the table going, "Man, you did this bad shit." And now you're this person.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I've got this card, I've got this card, I've got this card. You can sit here all day and tell me about all the bad shit Trump ever did in his life.
Yeah.
But have you ever become the president of the fucking United States?
No, you haven't. Yep, that's right.
He can play that card at any moment.
That's right.
At any moment, he can be like, you can talk about me going bankrupt. You can talk about me committing these offenses. You can talk about these illegitimate deals I've had with overseas corporations. But guess what? At the end of the day, the American people, by majority, still voted me into office.
And everyone forgets that in the swing states that he won, the numbers were substantial. Mm-hmm. This was not a Florida recount situation. This was, you can say what you want, but you can look at the map and you can look at the red and blue, and then you can look at you can look at the numbers in the states where he won. This dude didn't barely win.
Right.
Okay.
It wasn't like I don't shaky. Know. It wasn't like he was sitting back going, I might not have it, guys.
Yeah.
He wasn't sitting back with his Russian guys drinking vodka going, I might not have it, and they were like, yeah, you will, Trump, don't worry about it.
And
got it.
And neither did and I don't remember exactly what the percentages were on the electoral stuff, but I don't remember Obama having much of a problem winning either election either.
Absolutely not.
So
Obama, though, man, I hate it for him because he never had a chance. He never had a chance.
You know why he didn't have a chance?
He never had a chance.
You know why he didn't have a chance? In my opinion, you know why he didn't have a chance? I think I said this last time. I know I said it in one of my individual episodes. He didn't have a chance. Goes back to my point, and this is where I start, and this is always where I end. We fucking cannot stop attacking the person who gets in the White House relentlessly every time. All right.
For bullshit that they didn't have anything to do with. Yeah,
look, George W. Bush was attacked, relentlessly for shit. I'm sorry, but I didn't think he deserved it. Oh, no. Bill Clinton was attacked for some stuff he deserved. He was attacked for some stuff he didn't deserve.
Yeah.
But it seems to me, and I don't remember. I don't go back that far in my memory. I'm a Reagan kid. Or that's the first president I remember.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't remember how he was. I don't remember this stuff because I grew from a pro-Reagan family, so I never heard anything bad about the dude because I didn't watch 24-hour news.
Right. Yeah.
But Clinton was the first president that I got to see in a country attack a president relentlessly, and then you can argue what he deserved and what he didn't all day long, but then George W. Bush came in. He was never accused of cheating on his wife. He was never accused of going out and doing anything bad or whatever. He had a policy. Everybody was on board with him. Everybody loved him when he got elected. the Florida recount issue, look, there's always sore losers, okay? If if the other party won and, you know, Bush didn't win, then, hey, that's a screwed up situation.
Right,
but
yeah.
I don't see it like that, but whatever. If it did, I'm sorry. But here's the thing. The Supreme Court, if I'm not mistaken, ruled that it was, you know, or stop the elections or what, stop the recounts, whatever. Someone decided it's enough. Yeah. This is the president. From that moment on, no one had a problem with him. No one had a problem with him after 9/11.
He didn't win just because he poked you in the eye.
He didn't win just because he poked you in the eye.
That's not why.
When he asked to go to war in Iraq, everybody was on board with it. I get that there was some freaking information that wasn't true or whatever.
I mean, everybody was cool with it, like we discussed before. Everybody was cool with it until
shit started getting,
until it got real, and it took longer than they thought. Because everybody was like, "Oh, we're gonna go over there, kick ass, and go home."
Yeah.
And then 3 years down the road, thousands of people dead. America was like, "Whoa,
what the hell's going on now?"
This is not what we signed up for. Yeah, it is.
But then, crazy enough as it is, in 2004, you know, as many people as allegedly hated what we were doing and hated Bush, he won in 2004 decisively. It was over quick.
Absolutely.
It was over quick.
And no question asked.
And he was, you know, and everyone hated him. You know, he was just destroyed for the next remainder of his time. And then President Obama was elected, and then he, like you said, dude, because of how the left treated Bush, Obama never stood a chance either. The right, you know, and I'm not gonna get all Ben Shapiro on you. I'm not gonna sit here and try to build a case against Obama because I didn't see it like that, man. Look, the dude said some things and did some things I didn't agree with, but he said some things and did some things I did agree with, and it was just he's a president. Then Trump comes on board, and now I don't know if any president will ever have a chance anymore.
No, they never will, because they're all going to keep getting blamed for everything that their predecessor did.
Yeah.
And the fact that they haven't fixed it in the first 24 hours they've been in office. And that was Obama's thing. You know, Obama came in and everybody had their change posters. Oh, man, we want change. We want change. We want change. And then people like me are sitting back going, like,
I want some credit.
What kind of change are you talking about? Yeah, I want some fucking credit. What kind of change are you talking about here? I was sitting back, you know, I was a young guy then. I was a real young guy. I didn't know anything about politics. All I knew was, hey, this and that, no big deal. But everybody wanted change and everything. But I was like, Obama's never going to stand a chance. And people were like, why doesn't he stand a chance? Why? And I was like, literally, the mantra or the chant from his supporters was change, change. And I was like, so they're expecting this guy to get in, put his hand up, take the oath, and then 2 days later be signing motherfucking bills left and right, making that change, getting our economy better. Gas prices are going to drop. Everybody's going to have a 600 credit score. Shit's going to be great. No, it's not the way it works. It's not the way it works at all. But that's what they expected from him.
Yeah.
And then Obamacare.
Yep, Obamacare, Supreme Court.
And what if I tell you Obamacare and the Affordable Health Care Act were the same fucking thing? What if I tell you?
What if I tell you they are the same thing?
Right, so everything went crazy. And then after Obama, you know, everything clashed and everything. I remember when Trump had announced his candidacy or whatever, I remember being at work with another gentleman, and I was like, President Donald Trump, that's never going to happen. And he looked at me with the most serious face I'd ever seen in my life, and he was like, promise you, as sure as there is the sun in the sky, Donald Trump is going to be the next president of the United States. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, I fucking promise you he's going to do it. And I was just like, there's no way. And he looked at me and he was like, do you remember when the Terminator became the governor of California? And I was just like, son of a bitch, Donald Trump is going to be the next president. But then you go back and you see we've got a president that his whole career was he was an actor.
Well, here's the thing, and this is what, you know, I didn't think the Trump thing was going to happen until the nomination, but I never doubted he was going to beat Hillary, and I followed a pattern, and I've said it before, and I'll state my pattern, and I'm going to continue with this pattern until